All right, so this week we're going to be looking at half guard. And as we play guards, one of the things we want to keep in mind is that we don't just become someone who plays a specific guard. We want to be open to playing the guards as they come to us. There's a time and a place for different types of guards. And so as we look at half guard, you're going to find yourself there as you knee elbow escape out of mount, or you've caught somebody's one leg as they've come around, and this is kind of a guard that we want to figure out. Now when I got here, what do I do with it? And so that's what we're going to be looking at this week in order to set up either attacks or sweeps. And for me personally, from half guard, primarily I'm going to use that as a guard to try to sweep and get back into the top position. So that's what we'll be taking a look at this week. Right, so we find ourselves in half guard, and generally as we find ourselves in half guard, we've got half guard means one leg inside his legs and one leg outside. Usually when we find ourselves here, it's not been a good day for us, right? So we're going to be smashed flat on our back, worst case scenario, and this is not where I want to play half guard. So in order to even start to get into a better position to start to set things up, I need to start to do what I do in any guard, and that is start to get some frames and establish my own control of the space. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to swim my arm in front, I'm going to frame on his neck, and then I'm going to plant my outside foot on the mat, and I'm going to shrink my hips back. As I shrink my hips back, I tend to play a little funny on my half guard, but I try to keep this foot kind of in a hooked position so he can't get his leg out. So the bottom leg that's inside his, I hook that foot a little bit. And now from here, I'm going to try to shrimp out enough that I can begin to insert my knee into his hip pocket. From here, I'm going to go foot on top of my, whichever foot is into his knee, that foot goes on top of the other one so that I can begin to use that to push my body away, right? So this is where we're going to start. He's going to flatten us out. We're going to get a frame. We're going to begin to come to our side because we don't want to be flat on our back. I'm keeping him from extracting his leg here as I shrimp out enough to get my knee into place. This is called a knee shield. And now I can extend. Now when we play knee shield, there's lots of ways that people teach this. One is to come up high, one is to come, into his chest. No matter where we're playing our knee shield, whether it's low or high, I don't want it to come past this midline of his chest because he'll be able to smash it. So this shield is protecting me, keeping him out of my space, right? I prefer to play it down into his hip pocket because I find that I can follow him more and create more distance than if I'm up here. And he has less leverage at his hip line to do things like a leg weave or to remove my shield. Okay, so first position we're going to get to is this knee shield position, and I want you to play with this a little bit as they try to come around either direction and just follow them, right? No matter what he does here, I should be able to sort of follow him with my knee shield in place and be able to keep some distance with my frames, right? All right, so we're playing this half guard position, and one of the things that can open itself up as we are in half guard is that we've already got one hook in, and we start to begin to open access to the back. So as we play this position, and we're playing push-pull, one of the things he might do is present me his arm on this side that my legs are on. As soon as he presents this arm to me, either inside or outside, I have an opportunity to use my cross hand and arm drag him over. As I pull him over, I should be able to come up, scoop his other far armpit, slide my hips out, and begin to take the back, right? So one more time. As we come into this position, I'm playing this knee shield. He brings his arm across to where I can grab it with my cross arm. I pull it and I plant it on the mat. I put weight on it, right? Now I can grab his armpit on the far side to hang my weight off, extract my hips, and collect him over to take the back, right? Additionally from here, one of the things that I like to set up that'll set the same thing up is as I play this knee shield, generally speaking, you can't attack with the shield, right? So I want to use the shield to defend myself. I'm coming up on my elbow, I'm playing this position, and then when I choose to, if he hasn't ever presented me with his arm, I can remove this shield and slide my arm following it up to his back, right? From here, I can do lots of things from this position, but if I'm already on a hand and I collect his this underhook, I can bump his arm up off the top of me, and I come to this same position. And we take the back, and we kill him. All right, so as we're doing the same move, we're trying to get in, and as I remove my knee shield, he's able to stop me from getting this underhook by doing a whizzer here, right? What happens here is now I can't use this to take the back because he's blocked it with his whizzer, and so instead, because he's loaded on top of me, I can now dive underneath his thigh on this side and just begin to roll through for a sweep, right? So one more time here. We're going to come in, I play on this knee shield, I go for this underhook, and he sees it coming and he stops it, so I don't have access to his back anymore. But as he's driven into me, I can come under and scoop his thigh and just roll through for the sweep.